everyone, welcome back. So if you've noticed anything, I finally changed the paint color in the back of this room and hopefully it makes a difference with my lighting. I am filming this at night, so I usually do have more light coming in, natural light, but it's just a little bit different today because I honestly couldn't get around to filming this. It's so hard to film in the summertime when my kids are off of school. I can't find time until very late, and tonight was Big Brother, and so I was busy watching that. So anyways, if you guys are Big Brother fans, let me know down below. But I wanted to talk about my top 10 MAC blushes. Now I get a lot of people coming to my channel who are MAC makeup fans. I started with my love affair with MAC makeup, so I find it's only fitting to kind of come full circle. I've been on YouTube for 6 years now, and I think I'm going to start going back to using a lot of MAC makeup because I love it and I have a ton of it. So I have so many MAC blushes, but I wanted to show you the ones that are permanent collection that you can get right now, that are my favorites. So I tried to, even though I do have some other blushes from MAC that are some of my most used, they are limited edition, and so I wanted to show you the ones that if you were going to go into MAC, these are my top 10. And I'm going to do them in order as if you were going to go purchase now the top 5. So it's the top 5 and then the bottom 5, but they're all top 10. You know what I'm saying? It's not like these are the bad ones, these are the good ones, but I'm going to do them ranking order, you know, like 1, 2, blah, blah, blah. When I went to film this video, I lost one of my blushes. It's one of my favorites, and it is in the lineup of the top 5. So I'm just going to tell you about it, but I used it recently, and I just, with the shifting around of this room, I've misplaced it. So I'll let you know when we get to that one, and I'll kind of try to describe the color for you. Okay, and the very first one that I would recommend is Melba. Now, I just think that this is like the perfect everyday peachy but neutral shade. I think this is wearable. This one doesn't have a sheen to it at all, but it is a very buildable color. It's what I'm wearing today. I just think it's natural, and like I said, it's an everyday blush color. If you had to just get one, I would recommend Melba, just because I think it's really nice on a lot of different skin tones. Super duper pretty and pigmented, but as you can see, it's just a really pretty peachy neutral. It does have like a slight little bit of pink to it, but it's that in between peachy pink neutral. My number 2 favorite is MAC's Harmony. This is one of my most used blushes in my collection when I want to go for a more super like bronze matte neutral. You can also use this as a bronzer or contour shade because it is matte. It's just a really nice neutral bronze shade. I love it. When I'm wearing something bold on my eyes or on my lips, I like to go with this blush. Again, another really great everyday color. It's just a really nice buildable, another one that's matte. Sometimes if I don't want to go for blush, I kind of just use this to sort of bronze up, and I feel like it's an all-in-one. My third favorite is one that isn't here, and that one is Gingerly. I've talked about it on my channel before. It's just this beautiful, I would call it a terracotta color. You can't bronze with it, but it's like a brown, sort of a terracotta, has this like little terracotta undertone, but it's a very nice neutral everyday color. It's buildable. I would say it is the combo of these two together. My 4th favorite is just an everyday favorite. I love this one. This is called Pincho Peach. It is another matte, and the reason I recommend the matte ones is because I think that you're gonna get, they're very easy to work with. They're pigmented enough, but they give you like a little bit of a, I would say if you're a beginner with blush, they give you a little bit of leeway because they don't go on like straight color right away. They're a little bit more sheer buildable. but this one in Pincho Peach is a little bit more pink than Melba, you will see, but it just has this like really pretty, if you wanted to go with a pink blush but you don't want too pink, I think this is really easy to wear on the cheeks. It gives you a little bit of that pink without being overbearing when it comes to pink, because it has a little bit of that peach in it. This one is just a go-to of mine. They took it away for a while and I was like, why would you take away Pincho Peach? It's just the perfect color. It's back now in the permanent collection and it's definitely a must-have if you ask me. Okay, my fifth one, I guess it's another peachy shade, but I just really love the peaches and the mattes. This is Peaches, and this is a very talked about blush for a reason. It's a light peach. I'm gonna swatch it next to the very first one, Melba, just so that you can see the difference. Peaches definitely is more orangey peach. This has a little bit more pink to it, or a little bit more neutral. They may look the same on camera, but Peaches is definitely straight peach. It's a beautiful matte peach shade. It really looks great on the cheeks. Honestly, I could interchangeably wear Melba and Peaches, but I do like Melba as my #1 favorite, but Peaches definitely, like I said, in the top 5. Okay, the sixth one is this shade called Springsheen. Now we have a little bit of shimmer or sheen. This is a beautiful color. I love this one so much. This is like a peach with a gold sheen to it. I'm going to swatch it over here. It's basically like Melba, but with a gold sheen. So it is right here, and it just has this really, really pretty golden sheen to it. It looks gorgeous on the cheeks, and it literally will like light up your face. I love this one in the summertime. All right, for my 7th blush, this one, honestly, if you love a little bit of a sheen, some bronzeness, some, this is just a beautiful, this is Warm Soul, and this is a mineralized blush. So it does have a little bit of a sheen shimmer to it, but it looks so pretty on the cheeks. It's very, very wearable if you want to go with a slight sheen. Honestly, this one just really lights up and illuminates your face. Actually, you know what? Let me start swatching on this hand. I haven't been swatching on this hand because I burnt myself, but let me swatch this one on this hand, because I do have another mineralized blush up next, and I just kind of want to show you the difference between the two of them. This one is more neutral. That is Warm Soul right there. It's a very beautiful but neutral, warm, bronzy peach. It has like a little bit, I would say, more of a warm undertone to it, but a warm bronze shimmery blush. It's gorgeous. So if you like a little bit of a sheen, this is definitely one to pick up. The next one is a mineralized blush as well, but this is more of a pink. So if you don't want so much of a neutrally shade and you want a little bit of a pink, this is my favorite for a real pop of pink, but with like really pretty shimmery type sheen to it. This is Dainty, and this has been a go-to. This again is one that I think is very forgiving because it's a little bit of a peachy pink to it. It's not going to be like straight pink, and it's not too overpowering. It just gives you a really beautiful glow with like that pink underhue. I typically will wear this if I'm wearing more cool tone eyeshadows. One of my favorite looks to do is using the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette, and then I pair with this blush on my cheeks, and I always grab for this. Every time I wear that palette, I always grab for this blush. So it's definitely right up there in the top 10. Okay, this one is kind of like what I would call a blush topper. Sometimes if I'm wearing MAC's Harmony, which is this more brownie neutral blush that I showed you, I will sort of top on top of it Trace Gold. Now, this is my used up one. Okay, this is it right here. I'm just going to go ahead and swatch this one and show you. It's more of like a bronzy shimmer, but it looks really good paired with Harmony. So I will put that as like almost like a shimmery topper on top of this neutral one right here. Harmony. So those two are kind of paired together. So I don't know if I want to count that one as like 9 because I technically have 2 more blushes left. I was going to include Margin, which I feel like I should have some honorable mentions. But anyways, okay, I'm not going to do honorable mentions, but if I did do an honorable mention, I guess Trace Gold is going to be the honorable mention because I do have 2 additional that I think need to be in the top 10. Plum Foolery is one of my favorite colors for the fall. So a lot of these are like bright peachy pink neutrals, but if you want a really nice berryish shade for the fall, I love this one in Plum Foolery. I have a teeny tiny speck of pan in this, and this is my like probably 3rd one that I have. This does have a shimmer to it, so it is a berry shade with a shimmer. It's gorgeous, and like I said, I love wearing this one in the fall, but that's not the only time you can wear it. That's just typically when I prefer to wear it. It is a berry shade with a little bit of a golden, very subtle golden sheen to it. I find if you have more mature skin, you can still pull this off because it doesn't, it's just a very easy and wearable shade. It's not going to be too shimmery for your skin. I find that it's very, very wearable and doesn't accentuate fine lines. Okay, the last one I had to mention, this is one of my favorites, so it has to be in the top 10. This is Modern Mandarin, and it is like a straight orange with a sheen. And I know it looks scary, but it's the most beautiful, beautiful orangey summer blush. I just love it. It has that slight sheen to it. It has a little bit of this like pink undertone to it. I love this color so much. I kind of want to put like a touch of it on just so that you can see it's not that scary. It really is like a beautiful color, and it brings a lot of life to your face. And I definitely think it's kind of an overlooked blush from MAC. It just has that beautiful little bit of a like something extra and special to it, but it's one that looks a little bit more intimidating in the pan, but once you put it on your face, it's just really beautiful. It has that sheen to it that's a little bit forgiving, so I feel like it's a forgiving sheen. It's not one that's going to accentuate fine lines and wrinkles because it doesn't really have like shimmer. It's just a really, really beautiful sheen to it. So it's this one right here, and those are all of my favorites. So if you are about to purchase from MAC and you are thinking of purchasing blushes, those are my recommendations for you. I think that any one of these are going to make really, really great ones to your collection. If I were to start with any, I would start with the top 5 that I mentioned, just because I feel like there's enough peaches and pinks and neutrals in there to kind of get you through every single day. But then if you want something shimmery and fun, you can kind of branch out to the other shades. All of them, like I said, are just some of my most worn, most used, and I'm really going to start coming back to filming more of these types of videos for you because a lot of you guys said that you'd be interested in it. So next up, I'm going to do my top 10 eyeshadows, then we'll move on to other categories. Now, you guys all have to leave your top favorite MAC blushes down below for everyone. If you want to, you can include your limited edition favorites for those of us who might have the limited edition colors. I know at like outlet types of stores, you can sometimes find the limited edition shades, but some of them I've had for years, so I don't really see them very much. But sometimes MAC re-promotes certain shades, so in that case, always leave below even if it is limited edition, and maybe it gets re-promoted and it's on our minds and we're like, oh my gosh, that's a blush I need to try. So I know one of my favorites that's limited edition that I use all the time is called Pink Cult. It's so beautiful. It's like a dusty pink, like a almost like dusty mauve-y pink. It's so pretty. Taupey mauve pink. Anyways, it's limited edition and it hardly ever is re-promoted, but if it is and you see that one, you should jump on it. Hopefully this video was helpful to you. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell so that YouTube will notify you when I post a video, and I will see you all in the next video. Mwah.